Welcome to another week of On the Road into the Stars. This week I'm in Southwest Kansas exploring Ulysses. Ulysses might be a small town, but it's got a legendary story. It's the town that moved. Back in 1909, when high taxes were draining the community dry, the people here decided to do something bold. They packed up the entire town and moved it a few miles to a fresh start. Buildings, businesses, homes, all hauled to where Ulysses stands today. That grit and determination still defines the town. Just outside of today's Ulysses, you'll find the historic Ulysses town site marker. This is where the original town stood before the big move. My first stop is the historic Adobe Museum complex. The main Adobe building is a nod to traditional Southwest architecture with thick earthen walls. The museum exhibits tell the story of life on the high plains. An Indian encampment on the banks of the Cimarron gives visitors a glimpse into the life of the nomadic Indians who followed the immense herds of buffalo across the plains. A freight wagon loaded with trade goods travels the Santa Fe Trail. A sod house on the vast wind-set prairie was the first home for many pioneers as they came west in search of free land. The museum has great murals, artwork, and room-style exhibits that keep the tour interesting. The Dust Bowl wall really shows the reality of one of the toughest chapters in Kansas history. These black and white photos are harrowingly stunning. One room features an array of scrap quilts, feed sack quilts, and friendship quilts, each telling the story of how quilting served both a practical and creative purpose during the Great Depression. The exhibit transitions into the booming gas exploration period of the late 1930s, showing the success of the natural gas industry in Grant County. The Adobe Museum complex is more than just one building. When you step outside, you'll get to see a one-room schoolhouse and Hotel Edwards, one of the buildings moved from the original town site. It was once a bustling two-story inn that welcomed travelers. It still carries that old-time charm and tons of history. From history to modern-day charm, downtown Ulysses has that perfect let's just wander vibe. Locally owned shops line the streets. A must-visit here is the main Artery Gallery, where local and regional artists show off everything from colorful paintings and photographs to pottery and jewelry. It's not just an art gallery though. Half of the building is an antique/thrift store, where actually on my last visit I found a beautiful quilt that now lives with me. All this exploring calls for a coffee break. Bear Creek Coffee Company is exactly the place you'll want to land to relax. Whether you're grabbing a latte or lunch, this place is cozy and always welcoming. On my way out of town, I had to check out the Mary Queen of Peace Catholic Church. It's a stunning example of hyperbolic paraboloid architecture. The stained glass windows create a kaleidoscope effect for churchgoers. Tours of the inside are available by appointment only. Plan your Ulysses visit at travelchaos.com. I'll see you next week on the road.